Hello and welcome to Rage Report. Our first story reads, David Cameron prepares to fight to keep £30 a week disability benefit cut despite them being defeated. The story is the cut that David Cameron wants to make to disability benefits from, I think it's 107 to 79. We'll find out later on in the article. It was raised down by the House of Lords, and it's also been questioned by a number of charities, but for some reason the Prime Minister still thinks that the best thing to do to save money is to take money away from who need it the most. Sorry for the jumpiness of screen. The connection right now is pretty crappy. So, David Cameron signalled today he will own Parliament to keep £30 a week cuts to disability benefits. When everybody is telling you that this is the wrong move, you'd think that he'd reevaluate the move. But no, instead, he's blinded. He's got his blinkers on. Head first, this is the thing to do. I think to save the country, I think to save the country, I should hurt those in need. So we can see here. Plans to... Jesus Christ, why is that? That should be blue. So there. Plans to cut payments for sick and disabled people from £102 to £73, the same as job seekers allowance, was defeated in the House of Lords last month, and you'd think that that would have some pull in whether or not this thing should go through. But if you look underneath there, the Tory leader indicated he will not back down despite the cuts being fought by charities including Macmillan, Rethink Mental Health Illness and Parkinson's UK. So although Macmillan, Rethink Mental Health and Parkinson's UK, some pretty big charities, they'll know their stuff. They definitely know more than our Prime Minister about the situation involving those with mental health and disabilities. But no, he doesn't want to take any of the board. He thinks the best do, let's cut money from those that need it. Because although we're in a time of austerity, he can still let big businesses off with tax breaks. He can give himself and his MPs an increase in their wages. But it would still think, I need to somehow, I'm greedy to take the money away from. I mean, I am a billionaire and I've come from money, so that must mean that I understand money, and I have to take from these disabled people who don't need the money to like help them get around or help them pay for carers. They're just using the money because it's a lifestyle choice. Speaking of which, if you're looking underneath there as well, he backed Ian Duncan Smith's nasty sanctions, saying the Tories' job was to stop benefits being a lifestyle choice, because when somebody stays at home to look after their mentally challenged son, daughter, mother, father, that's their choice, which it is, but it also isn't. It's the decent thing to do, so they choose to do it. But like the person with the disability hasn't chosen to have the disability. How can't you see that? You fucking idiot. Here's a good quote from Mr. Corbyn, I entirely stand behind. If we look here, Mr. Corbyn told MPs, the Prime Minister used to say that those with the broadest shoulders should bear a load. Can it be right that cancer patients and those with disabilities on £102 per week are really those with the broadest shoulders who should bear this cut? The short answer is no. The obvious answer is no. The correct answer is no. But our fucking stupid, blinded by greed Prime Minister and just generally entire government, that is the right thing to do. Those fucking disgusting scumbags. On to story 2, and we see that top Amazon executive has been given government job overseeing Tory benefit cuts. That's right. Our government, the government who claim to be the government of the working people, have yet another close relationship with tax dodging. So, if you look here, a top Amazon executive has been given a government job overseeing the Tories' benefit cuts in a move slammed as disgusting by Labour. I'm pretty sure I can say that it would be slammed as disgustingly. This. I, how stupid do they think we are? So, Douglas Gurr, president of Amazon China, and an executive director at the Department of Work and Pensions, even as the corporation's tax affairs are under heavy scrutiny. So, we have a government wanting to cut the benefits for disabled people, claiming it to be a lifestyle choice, saying that it's the right move to save money, and now giving a government job to a member of a company that's knowingly tax dodging, as it says it's under heavy scrutiny. That definitely seems like the right move. That definitely seems like the positive thing to do, and stupid, pathetic move to get their pockets lined with more money. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. When has even Ian Duncan Smith ever done anything so disgusting that he just loses all humanity? Fuck him. So obviously, Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell said taxpayers would be dismayed to hear about yet another close relationship between the Tory government and a company with potential questions to answer over its tax liabilities. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do. It is. It's horrible. It's one rule for the people. It's another rule for our government and business. And I don't understand how they can't see that we know this. Or maybe they do see that we know this and they just think that we are completely irrelevant. Personally, I think a government should work for the people, not for themselves, and that's all this fucking disgusting government does. Margaret Hodge also had something to say. She led scrutiny of Amazon while chair of the Commons Public Accounts Committee, and she told the Mirror it's outrageous. What it shows, yet again, is the smug attitude by the government. They just don't get it. Yeah, perfect. They just don't get it, or they do get it and don't give a shit. This is what I like about the story. The firms don't pay their fair share, so should have no say in how public money is being used, especially on benefits. Exactly it. Why the fuck does an organisation which doesn't pay its fair share in tax have a voice when it comes to how taxpayers' money should be spent if they themselves aren't paying tax? What logic, what conclusion could they have come to other than, if I give this job to them, they'll give me more money? It's so blatantly corrupt. In the I just need to take a minute. The last part of the story is that when the Mirror contacted the DWP for comments, they had not responded at the time of publication. Amazon also declined to comment. So, it's good to see that they're being open with us about why they made this decision. Third story, and Tory MPs vote down plans to publish Google's sweetheart tax deal. No surprise whatsoever there. It was quite obvious from the start that they had something to hide, and, well, it looks like it stays hidden because the Tories are a bunch of corrupt cunts. So Labour put up the formal motion before Parliament so the public could judge George Osborne's claim that 130 mil deal was a major success. We obviously know it is not a major success. potentially a major success for the Tory government because they get to lick out the arseholes of Google, but it's not a major success in any other respect than that. It was defeated tonight, which would have been last Wednesday, by 299 votes to 271, a majority of 28 after Tory MPs opposed the bid. This is another example of how the Tories have only the interests of themselves at heart. If they had nothing to hide, which they never claimed, but try and just defend, like when they're trying to defend the major success, but offering us absolutely nothing, only that we should accept that it is a major success, despite Italy getting 15% and a whole lot more than us. It just smells of corruption, the whole thing. So Mr. McDonald told MPs, "It has caused immense anger within our community among individual taxpayers, businesses small and large, independent commentators, and people across the political spectrum, at a time when many of our constituents were filling in their tax returns and paying their tax. They saw what the government were allowing Google to get away with." And I don't know anything else I don't know if there's anything else I can say about this. It's quite obvious now that, well, it's been quite obvious for a while that we have a corrupt Tory government. They only care about money, and not in the sense of spreading wealth, in the sense of creating a divide. They think it's okay, as we just saw earlier, to take money away from disabled people who genuinely could need the money, but to allow big businesses like Amazon and Google, who openly tax dodge, to get away with these things, and then they have the gall to call them major successes. It's just, it's fucking terrible. As we can see here, Labour backbench Vicky Foxcroft said, "I was going to start this speech by going through the alphabet, naming different companies that did not pay their fair share of tax. Amazon, BP, Citigroup, Dell, eBay, Facebook, Google. I stopped at Google." Tory MPs hit back, voting for an alternative motion which cut out the commitment to publish Google's deal. I don't see how that's hitting back. It's hitting back, but in the worst possible way. Like, that just goes to show that you do have something to hide, and then you are therefore corrupt. Jesus fucking Christ, this government. Exchequer Secretary to the Treasury, Damien Hydes, told MPs, "The budget deficit that we inherited from the previous Labour government was 153 billion. No government has done more than we have to crack down on tax evasion and aggressive tax avoidance." Are you fucking kidding me? You're letting Amazon get away, you've let Google get away, and you're not wanting to publish any of the conversations you guys had. Yeah, you guys, it definitely sounds like you're helping prevent tax evasion and tax avoidance. You fucking blind fucks. This was a refreshing story. I'm new to Canary, and I just love it. I'll post a link in the description for you to go and watch the video. I think it's about 15 minutes long. It is great. It's completely opposite to what the mainstream media is talking about. Because it's such a long video, I'm only going to be pulling a few quotes from it, but I highly recommend you go and watch it. So, the editor-in-chief of the Canary smashes myth of austerity to bits. So, Kerry Mendoza, editor-in-chief of the Canary, was interviewed on the 1st of Feb by Max on his RT show, The Report. He begins by asking Mendoza if austerity was introduced to trim the debt. but the debt has doubled, then what's the point of it? Her reply is that austerity is actually a fig leaf designed to conceal aggressive neoliberal policies. She said its essential function is to confiscate public assets to put them into private space. And now if we think about it, they're attempting to privatize the Royal Mail. They've been attempting to privatize the NHS for a very long time. They have sold our steel industry, and they sold something else as well. Bugger, I can't remember. Either way, there's a lot of evidence to strengthen this point. Do the Tory government offer any evidence? No. No. As we've seen, all the Tories want to do is silence the truth and continue on with their corruption. So, to put this ramping up of privatisation into perspective, she points out that the Chancellor George Osborne will have, by the end of this year, sold off more public assets than those sold by Margaret Thatcher's two most ruthless chancellors over the course of a decade. That is fucking terrible. And we're supposed to believe that they're doing the right thing. You're not fooling anybody. You can post your stories all over the BBC, all over the Mirror, all over any kind of news outlet, but thanks to social media, we will always manage to find the truth. So let's read a few more quotes from her. So she's Mendoza says Osborne is selling public assets off to his mates at bargain basement prices, and then we obviously still need the services, so we are then renting back from those people at astronomically more expensive prices. She says it's the ruling elite in our country that pose a greater threat to daily life in Britain than those poor refugees trying to flee war in Syria. That's all I'm going to say about this. There is a boatload more. Seriously, go watch the video. It's great. And so I'm going to end this week's Rage Report with a little video from The Guardian regarding what may be something awfully sinister happening between the Tory government and Google. For all I know, it could be a load of bollocks, but I'll let you decide. The show of this video, please go have a watch for yourself, and remember, our government is corrupt. There is no two ways about it.